Thank you for tuning in to Convos with Kinu. If you haven't already, stop what you're doing, pause the video, and go subscribe to the YouTube channel, Convos with Kinu. Convos with a K, with Kinu, so you can be updated and notified on the latest content that drops. So, with that being said, I'd like to introduce my next guest, Assyrian singer and activist, Ramsen Sheeno. Ramsen, thank you for joining me on K.W.K. How's it going?
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me. It's going great, actually.
Nice. You just came back from Arizona?
Yeah, actually, man, today I just landed at 2 o'clock from Arizona.
Nice. What was the event?
We had just a private event. Like it was like a regular party. Nothing crazy. A smaller event. And that's it. I spent a couple of days there seeing some friends, family, things like that.
Nice.
And just came back and enjoying the weather, obviously, because I'd rather be there than be here, right? In Chicago.
Yeah. True.
So, but it was good. I got one more week here, then I'm going to Australia. So,
oh, no way.
Yeah, so I'll be good in Australia.
You're
it's 90
chilling.
degrees.
You're chilling. So, Ramsen, man, everybody knows you as an Assyrian singer. But what did you do before you got into singing?
Man, so I mean, I was a kid, I was a kid. I enjoyed my life. I listened to music. I listened to all the legendary singers that we have today. And they kind of gave me hope, right? And direction, like, of what I want to do next. And I wanted to become a singer. But before that, I was a drummer in the school band. And then I was a drummer and a percussionist. I played with a lot of Assyrian singers, most of them legends. I've traveled the world with some singers. As far as influence, there was, it wasn't one or two of them.
Give me some names. Who were some
advice,
of them?
Well, so first and foremost, I grew up when I was 5 years old, believe it or not. I used to, not even 5, maybe I was like 4 years old, 5 years old, yeah, somewhere around there. My parents used to take me to parties. Sargon Gabriel used to be singing. So, and I believe it was called Social Club, but it was like the old Social Club.
With the Assyrian flag wallpaper in the background, the big one?
Yes, the old one, not the one on Pulaski.
My dad was the president, right?
Yes, your dad was involved in there. Yes, he was. Yeah. So it was on, I think it was on Damon and something.
Damon,
yeah.
Yep.
So anyway, they used to literally put me up on a table when Sargon was singing, and I was, like dancing, and I wanted to always be on stage, right? So then I got a little bit older, around 7 years old, 8 years old. I got this plastic guitar, got up on stage with Sargon. Back in the day when I was young, it was mostly Sargon. Right? We grew up to Sargon Gabriel, we grew up to Linda George, right? As I got older, Linda George was probably one of the bigger influences on me because she helped me get on stage. She put me up on stage.
Really?
Yeah. She really, as a singer, and I used to sing with her, for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever. People used to know me. I used to play in the band with her at one point, and then we traveled together, different places.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know. If you don't know me from back in the day, like, you didn't grow up with me, like, you're not gonna know.
What was it like? Sorry, what was it like getting on stage with Lynn? Were you nervous when you first got on, or a couple of times?
Man, the first couple of times when I had to sing, of course I got nervous. There is nobody that doesn't get nervous.
He was choking
big
from
time.
8 Mile.
Big time. Hell yeah, big time. Janan Sawa is another influence. He's helped me too. So between Sargon, Janan, Linda, Iwan Agassi, these 4 singers mainly, are like, they were like mentors, right? And obviously you see all 4 of them are legendary singers. All respect to all of them for what they've done, what they've introduced in the Assyrian community, and what they left behind for somebody like me and anybody that comes after me, right? It's very, very important we say that.
Since we're on this topic,
yeah,
of singers from the past, it's been a very hot topic when speaking on new Assyrian singers that are coming out and singing songs of the past, basically stealing songs from artists and not giving them the credibilities that they deserve. Not at all whatsoever. Do you believe that these Assyrian singers in the past, the legends, should take the necessary precautions to seek legal actions in the future? And are you looking in the future, in the next 20 years, if you become a victim of this as well?
So there's a very fine line by saying stealing, or are you talking about like they're taking singer songs and putting them like in a live mix that we hear these days? There's a lot of live mixes out, right? So from the newer singers, they do like live mixes. They mix Zmaratat Sargon, Janan, George Homme, like, different songs, right? And they put them on YouTube, and now, they're singing them. So if you're talking about that, these days, right? Some of the new singers, not all of them, some of the new singers are great. They're coming out with albums, they're coming out with their own songs, and it takes time, man. It takes time. So I can't really blame newer singers, right, for taking somebody else's songs and singing in a party, and they want to get on stage. They're not going to be able to get on stage, get noticed without no songs. They got no songs, right? That's how we started. That's how they started. That's how the legends started. They sang a lot of the legends. They've sang songs from different singers.
To a certain extent, though, right?
To a certain extent, yeah. Okay. You cannot take somebody's song and record it and sell it as an album.
That's what I'm talking about, putting it on YouTube.
So putting it on YouTube, it's a really weird dynamic, right? Before they used to do like live CDs, right?
Yeah.
And they put singer songs on there, and then they'll sell the CDs for like $10, and they'll make money off of that, of like what these singers made, spent money on, right?
Yeah.
These days, yes, absolutely. Now, what you can do, you can let other singers sing your songs, no problem, right? Go ahead, sing my songs. But the royalties from your clicks, from your views, they come to me. And if you're a registered artist on YouTube and Spotify and all that other stuff, automatically you can post my songs, but I'm still getting the royalties.
Really?
Once I claim that song, so here's how it works.
Yeah, how does it work? Sorry, go ahead.
I have songs, right? So each song has an ISRC code. It's called an ISRC code.
And what is that exactly?
That's a code that recognizes that you are the owner of the song.
Got it.
And I'm the only one with that code.
Oh.
So, like, let's say you come to me tomorrow and you want to sing my song. Traditionally, they'll call me and be like, hey, Ramsen, is it okay if I sing one of your songs in my live album? I'm like, you know what? Go ahead. La takhmin, But I'm going to give you this code. Keep it by you in case you get striked on YouTube, right? Because what's going to happen is somebody's going to come along, some singer's going to come along. I've done that, actually. There was somebody that put one of my lives, I'm singing, some live from a random wedding, put it on YouTube, on their channel, got like 30, 40,000 views. Mind you, I wouldn't care about that as much if there wasn't no mistakes in the album and in the live. But there was mistakes in that live. Like, you're partying, you're at a party, you're, shimmet flan, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I don't want, or I come off tune in one verse or something, or the keyboardist messed up, or whatever it is, right? You don't want that out. So this guy put it without any, what's it called? So what we did, we struck his channel, and right away,
Struck his ass out.
Emailed me. He emailed me right away. He's like, hey man, I got a strike. Can you please remove the strike? I said, yeah, but I said, you cannot just play. I don't mind you. You can take some of my lives, but you can't just put any live on there with mistakes. Yeah. Sounds like crap, maybe,
Sorry, that's funny.
Yeah, man. So back to real simple. I'm gonna keep it for you. But so it's new singers, right? They come out. They want to be singers. They want to get on the stage. They're gonna sing our songs. They're gonna sing my songs. They're gonna sing everybody else's songs, right? But here's where it gets tricky. There are some singers till this day, they've been singing for over 20, 25 years. Okay. And when they sing at a party, probably 85% of the party is songs from other singers. And the other 15% is their own songs, which nobody really knows. So this is a big problem.
Who are these singers?
I'm not going to say
joking,
names.
I'm joking.
Yeah, we get into names.
Yeah, I get it.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, you'll figure it out.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I get
But, you know, like, these singers, like, okay, dude, like, I understand you've been singing. You know, if you sing for like a year or two, and
yeah, it's understandable.
it's understandable. And then if you make an album in those 2 years, at least 8 songs, let's say, right? You made an album, and you still sing other people's songs, I still have respect for you. You know why? Because you don't have enough songs to go through the whole party, right? Or through a whole wedding.
Yeah.
Fair enough, right? Like, at least come out with your own material and use some of my material. Don't worry about it. Until you have enough material that you're not going to want to use my material, right? Which is what I do now. I have 10 albums. I've done 10 albums. I have multiple singles out there. And basically, 95% of the time I sing my own songs. 5% I sing other people's songs. يعني دخي خزمرت تسرقوني مخبيلة يعني خزمرت جورج همي مخبيلة يعني خزمرت أغاسي مخبيلة like the 80s 90s.
But you got your albums though. You got
but
your
I
own
got my
songs.
albums.
You're good.
I don't need to sing those songs. But I sing them as number one, as a respect for them, because I respect them. That's why I sing their song. You know? Number two, because Khaganasha, they like listening to the 80s and 90s. You know, and man, I gotta tell you, I'm a product of 1998 was my first album. I'm a product of the newer generation. I'm not a new singer. I like to call myself a hybrid because I came out with the old singers when they were singing every week, right? When they were in their prime. And I'm still singing with the newer guys.
Yeah.
So it's a fine line.
Yeah.
Like when you say steal songs or whatever. There is a lot.
I'm such a blunt with it. I'll say
yeah, and
I'm sorry.
Listen, there is a lot of singers because Ozamarati the album, Jens Marta, bro, songs they cost us minimum $1,500 to make in a studio. That's not including a video and all that other stuff. $1,500 is like bare minimum. Then you got live instruments. You want this, you want this, you want that, you want that. Songs go up to about $2,000, $2,200 a song, dude. I mean, if you're gonna come and just sing my songs for the rest of your life, man, I'm sorry, I'm gonna stop you from doing that. But you said legal, right? Man, you know what? It's Akhni, we are a small community. We're not millions. And let's be honest. Let's just totally be honest. I'm not gonna be a millionaire from YouTube. Neither is any other singer that we have in our community, right? We'll make thousands. You know, we'll make like a few thousand here, a few thousand there. Never going to be millionaires with that stuff because we don't have that much of a community, right? We don't have Amerikaya, they have, everybody listens to them, right? Arabaya listen from all different countries to Arabaya, millions of people, right? And then you got even Suraya listens to Arabaya, right? Mm-hmm. Same with Turkish, same with this, same with that, you know. But Akhni, we're a millat surtakh. We're a small community, bro. I'm not going to go sue that guy over him singing my songs. For what? What am I going to get? I'm going to get like $500, $1,000. I'm going to spend more than that in attorney's fees and court costs, right? Granted, if I win, which I will win, he will pay for it, right? But man, you don't want to do that. You want to grab that guy and say, listen, Khon, you want to become a singer? Please, make your own songs, make your own albums. Keep working on yourself. Don't sing for 10 years and stay in the same level and sing other people's songs.
And what if he doesn't take that advice, though?
If he doesn't take that advice, that's a different story. You can always, every time he puts something on YouTube, strike him. When you strike him twice, that YouTube channel is closed.
Really?
Yes. Okay. So be careful. Don't get striked.
No, but I'm going to come...
Yeah.
To your, I'm a witness actually. He spoke about how people would come up to him and sing a specific song, and every wedding, every party I seen this guy, how to come up to him, sing better one. He would sing it again. He would sing it.
Yeah. This guy literally used to ask me for that song every. Oh my god, bro! It's like,
Man,
stop.
you put me on the spot though on
Yeah.
convention, bro. This guy,
I did.
bro. He brought
I
me
put
on
everybody on the
stage,
spot.
bro. He brought me on stage, and I'm just like, hey, guy.
I put everybody on the spot, bro. I put everybody. You know what?
But it was fun, bro. It was fun.
Exactly.
It was
Let me tell
fun.
you, I do this, bro. Listen, the money's good. We get to travel the whole world. We get to meet people. We get to make friends all over the world. But the thing that trumps everything I just said right now is the fun. If I cannot have fun and enjoy it, I am never going to pick up a mic and get on that stage again. I promise you. The day I come, the day the day it hits in my head that says, I'm not enjoying this anymore, I don't want to do it anymore, that's the last day you're ever going to see me on stage. Because if I can have fun and do what I do, I can't just stand there all night and just sing. I can't. I'm not that type of singer.
Brisa.
I'm not. Listen, it's great for a lot of singers, right?
Yeah.
It matches them. Me, it doesn't match me, bro. I like going out. I like having fun. My friends. Don't forget, I grew up here since I was 3 years old. I'm basically American born.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Ramsen, I'm gonna get into a different topic. What are some incidents you've had to deal with in life that were obstacles that you had to overcome?
Man, there, I mean, a few of them here and there. First and foremost, everybody struggles with financials, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's perfect.
True, yeah.
Nobody's perfect. I've struggled financially, here and there, but I got my act together, and I knew what I was doing. I knew what I wanted to do, where I wanted to be, and I worked hard on myself. I worked hard on myself, and I did it.
Yeah.
And I don't look back. No regrets. I've done a lot of stupid things when I was a kid, a lot of them. But you know what? I don't look back, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and say, "Oh, I'm sorry for my past." I'm not sorry for my past, because my past is what taught me how to be a better person.
Exactly.
That's what you gotta think. You can't sit there and say, "You know what, Pakhalta, I was wrong. I was this. I was that. I was that." I mean, I have a really interesting history. When I was a kid, but that was one of my struggles, one of my obstacles. I mean, just. And obviously when I was older when my parents passed away. So like my dad passed away. God rest, Azizuch. So
thank you.
I was older. I got married. Before I got married, my father passed away. Then I got married. Then my mom passed away. Then I lost my sister in 2016. One of my sisters. And bro, I gotta tell you. I mean,
yeah.
So when you lose a mom and dad, it's hard, right? Very hard. And I'm going to get real with you right now, right? And I'm telling you this because
I feel you.
You can feel
relate.
Yes,
relate,
you can relate to me, right? Obviously a different level. My sister was a little older, whatever. Your brother was a little older, but not that older. You guys were like right there, right?
Yeah.
So, when you lose parents, they grow up, they get old, they get sick. It's a cycle of life. Okay. When you lose a sibling, you will never recover from that. Never. You will recover. You will be. You'll always think of the happy moments and happy times and what you guys did together and things like that. But you will never recover from losing a sibling. That was another obstacle, dude, that I had to go through. And again, I was born 19 years after the youngest sister I have. And your family knows my family really, really well. Obviously, your parents know my parents.
My mom and your sister are really
so
friends.
So Marlene, my sister, the oldest one, she's 22 years older than me, 23 years older than me, and then it trickled, and then the sisters were 3 sisters, so they were 2 years apart. The middle one is the one that passed away. So, like you don't get enough chances to talk to them. You don't want to say, even if you're pissed at them. You want to say something to them like, man, you're mad. Like, and then when they pass away, it's like, I was so pissed off at you, bro. I want to say this to you. I want to do this to you, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, but that's how it is. But so those are struggles, you know, those are struggles that everybody's got.
Yeah, man. No, I can really relate to that, bro.
Yeah.
The whole reason why I established this podcast,
Yep.
bro, was because I'm gonna try not to get emotional. Before my brother passed, he wanted to start a podcast on current affairs, history, and you know, my brother's
Oh, I used to watch him.
yeah,
I used to watch him in the basement, bro.
his delivery, his education was just 10 times better than anybody I've ever known.
So your brother was a straight shooter.
Yeah.
Okay. As far as talking points, as talking about what he wanted for this community, like he really took after your father's footsteps. Really. Like, and your father, I mean, a lot of people know and a lot of people don't know, maybe. Your father is a gentleman's gentleman, right? I don't know how to put it in English.
You're right.
But
yeah,
like,
thank you.
you know, he's a umtanaya, he's a patriot. So's your brother. So are you. So is your other brother, you know, that I just sang for his wedding. You know? By the way, his wedding was fun. We had a great time.
It was, everybody.
But you know, so look, your brother was a straight shooter. Your brother knew what he wanted. Your brother wanted to send a message across. By you doing this, I swear to you, not in front of you, when you started doing this, I thought of your brother. I was like, man, this is so cool. Like, now, Shadow wants to do this, right? So look, it is circle of life, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it was something that he wanted to do before he passed, and it took me 5 years to honestly recover, because you also said it takes a while to recover from that.
Yeah.
And it took a while, bro, but you know, I was really battling like a very, very dark spot. I was battling demons for those past 5 years. Mentally, I was not there. So I wanted to start it, but it just mentally I was not there.
Yeah.
And I finally had the courage to start the podcast, because I know where I'm at. I know what I want, and I want to continue his legacy. But I could really relate to you when you said that, man.
Yeah, keep going.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. So, going on to a different topic now. You sing Assyrian.
Yeah.
But do you know how to read and write in Assyrian?
A little bit. I'm not going to tell you I do. I did before.
I respect that, though.
Yeah, I did before when I was a kid. So I'm going to give you a spoiler, like a little something some people know, some people don't. Most people know. So the current patriarch, which is Marawa. So me and him were in the same Sunday school together. We've been friends since basically we were 7, 8 years old. And we are good friends till now. Like, see the conversations we have together right now.
He's the best.
He's an amazing person. He has a great vision for our church. He has a great vision for our people, because he's also patriotic, right? So, you know, by the grace of God and by the will of our people, I think he's going to do great things. I'm sure he will be doing great things, because he has a lot of beautiful plans that he wants to do. So when we were in Sunday school, we used to read and write Surah, you know, like, and we were in Bible study every Wednesday at Margorgis with Father G, current Father G. You know, he was Qasha. He was a Shamasha back then, obviously. Good times, man. Good times. So we learned Assyrian. We learned, you know, Hamzamta, Ktauta, Kulmindi.
Same.
You know, that's how it is. It starts at the house.
Bro, I was in ESL classes, bro. And I was born in America. I was put in ESL classes because I didn't know English. Could you believe that? My dad made sure to establish the Assyrian language in the household. So when I went to school, they were saying, what country are you from?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm born here. How don't you know English? You know? So it's just funny.
And your dad, bro, I can see your dad. Like, if you spoke English at home, he'd probably hit you with a ruler.
Bro, he'd beat my ass.
Oh, I'm sure he would.
I'm sorry. I got it.
Your dad?
He's probably going to be like, why'd you say that?
Okay, now your dad is, bro, your dad is your dad, man.
Yeah.
Your dad, you know, Ninos is
It's
not
different, man. It's different.
living in that household.
It's different, man. It's
Right?
not, yeah.
I think my parents were very Syrian, very cool, very whatever. But your dad was a different kind of a Syrian. You get what I'm saying?
And anything I do
Reflects on him.
reflects on him.
Anything. Listen to me. My kids, they're 17, 16 right now. I tell them all the time, whatever you do comes back to me, comes back to your mom. You know, don't ever put us down because we raised you to be good kids. And thank God they are.
And honestly, I've put my parents through a lot, man. I was the black sheep of
I'm
the
sure.
family in a way. But I've always told my dad, like, you know, no matter whatever happens, because he said, you know, one day I won't be here, and I will need you to be successful. And I told him, you know, I'm going to be teaching. You're always going to be here because I'm going to be teaching my children what I learned from you. And he was kind of quiet, and you know, it was kind of like a deep moment.
Yeah.
And
listen, you're the second child. So it's always, the problem childs are always the second one or the middle ones. I got a 16-year-old boy, bro.
Yeah.
You know, he's a clown. Great kid. Great personality, great kid. But a clown. You know, I mean, that's normal. But look at what you do now, right? Look at what you're going to do in the future. You always have to remember one thing. Put your dad's head and your mom's head up high. Whatever you do. Yeah, this is like very, very important. Because we know people. I know people that I grew up with, bro. Went to school with. Bro, they're still losers. They still got nothing going for themselves. Because they didn't think like, oh my God, I'm going to be 40, 50 years old. I got nothing in my name. I got no money. I got no this, no nothing. I work a mediocre job. Why, bro? Listen, you don't have to go to college. College isn't for everybody, right? At least go to a trade school. Or if you have something, like if you can sing, right? I could have gone to college, but I didn't want to. I was a musician. I wanted to be a singer. And it worked out for me. I became a singer. If it didn't work out the first 5-6 years, I could have probably went back to college, whatever, studied, become a lawyer or something, or engineer, or whatever I want to do, right? Which is great. You know, like my daughter right now, she got accepted to colleges, universities here in Illinois.
Congratulations.
Thank you. She's got scholarships. She got a nice scholarship from one of them. And, you know, she's going to pick the one she wants to go to, right? The only thing I told her is you're staying home. You're not dorming anywhere. Yep. You're going to stay at my house.
That's good.
Until you get married, you're staying at my house. You
Respect.
know? So, and that's another thing. And I tell her all the time, like, Bati, Bruni, Hammasha, Khodatum and Suraya, Goritu Suraya, Yal Surachum Tawi Suraya. I am millat garwissa because of you. If you guys keep marrying off, I have nothing against people that get married like to
I wanted to ask you that, so go ahead.
I don't really have anything against it. You know, I've sang weddings that are half and half, right? I just disagree. It's not my cup of tea. Why? Because like I feel like we're only about 4 million in the whole world. Maybe. Okay? If we keep doing that, we're cutting in quarters. So after another 10 years, what's going to happen, bro? If all our kids get married to Amerikaya, Nakhraya, Mexicanaya.
It's already happening, man.
It's happening, right?
Assimilation is happening right now.
What is going to happen, dude? We are going to be lost. Nobody knows who is the Syrians. Oh, there's a history book you can take out on those guys. That's who they were. You know what I'm saying?
And for the Americans, for the non-Assyrians that are watching this, the reason why we're so strict with our Assyrian identity and keeping it within our race is because we're a very low population. We've been persecuted for the past thousands of years for just being Christian, converted to Christianity. And we have an ancient Assyrian history. You know, our ancestors were part of the cradle of civilization. We are the first people that, you know, invented the wheel, astrology, astronomy. I could keep going on. I always say it joking, we even invented water. Okay. And it's just very important to maintain our culture and our language here in America, man.
Bro, like I said, like I sing weddings that are half and half sometimes, right? Not too many, like maybe 2 or 3 a year, right? But, and I have respect for those people. That's their decision. But I think in my own household, it's my rules. And it's the way I see things fit, right? And not for me, but for our continuity, right? In order to have continuity, as you just said, right? For all the listeners and all the people that are watching that are non-Assyrian, we don't have, it's not like it's against our religion. You know what I'm saying? It's not. We're saying it because we're such, how do you call it? We're like a endangered species.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We're a people without a country.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We have no country. We're a very small amount of people. We want to keep that, at least that part alive, right?
Exactly.
At least our nation alive, not the country, but just our nationalistic, pride. Oh, what are you? I'm Assyrian. Man, when you say I'm Assyrian, dude, when I go to the gym and I tell people, and they tell me, man, what language is that? I said, it's Assyrian. And somebody from, for example, Israel, they speak Hebrew. So Hebrew is close to Assyrian. So they look at me, oh, you're Assyrian. I'm like, yeah, I'm Assyrian. Why? Some people are cool with it. Some people aren't.
Why? What do you mean by that? Why aren't they?
Tell you that why. Because we were barbarics back in the day, especially to the Jewish people. So if you look at what's going on right now, right? And what happened with Hitler, for example, right? We were worse than that. And honestly, I don't condemn it, and I'm not happy about it, right?
Yeah.
I'm kind of just like, you know what, man, we were really tough people. And I have a Jewish friend that told me that. He's like, man, he goes, you know what you guys did to us? I was like, man, I got no clue. I wasn't there.
Yeah.
But
you know what? I've heard that actually, that, we were very barbaric.
Yeah.
But like Robert Khaleta said, we Assyrians, I disagree with that, by the way. I disagree with Assyrians being barbaric at that time. Because again, it was like a different time,
Yeah, completely different time.
Medieval. You gotta remember that ancient Assyrians at that time had to maintain order in order from to prevent from other nations.
And please, this is just me and you talking.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want people watching to think like, oh, who is this guy? Like, is he a philosopher or is he some kind of, you know what I'm saying? You know how people say,
yeah,
why is he talking like that? What does he know about these things? Listen, I know what I hear. That's it. I'm not a professional. You know what I'm saying?
I've asked professors, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, you've probably asked professors, and maybe you know a little bit more than I do in that category, right? But
so there,
but this is what we heard, and you can look it up. Actually, I've looked up stuff that I'm saying, and it came out like, wow. I was like, wow, that's really
no. They've said that Assyrians were barbaric, but that was only because we had to be barbaric in order to prevent enemies from attacking us. Like, for instance, look at Israel. You get attacked from you're in the middle of enemy. You're in the middle of every country that wants to attack you. So what do you have to do? You have to send a sign to let them know, hey, we're not messing around. So it's modern day. It's kind of different now, but it's completely not different. It's not as barbaric. Yeah. But back then, it was barbaric, but they had to be because it was, a way of.
So if you think about it, we weren't even Christians back then. So that's another thing. So when my kids ask me, like when they were younger, they always ask me, Dad, what do we say to be like, okay, first you're Assyrian because you were born an Assyrian and then you became Christian.
Deuce, 100%.
No. Some people think that's a little offensive because like, of course we're Christian.
Of course. That's not our identity, though.
Yeah, but our identity is very important because, so why is the Assyrian Church of the East called Assyrian Church of the East, right? Because it's Assyrian. That is our identity. And that's something I really love about our church. Like, for example, Marigorigas, when we all grew up in Marigorigas, right? So we have that same mentality that says, man, we're from the Assyrian Church of the East. Why we say that is because our identity is in that church. And some people don't agree with it. Some people say, no, it should be like church should be by itself. State should be by itself. I disagree because there's Roman Catholic Church is the Roman Catholic Church. Greek Orthodox is Greek Orthodox, right? There's so many others.
There's others, yeah.
Right?
There's a lot.
Just off the top of my head, those two churches come to my head. And I was like, so why is it wrong if we call it Assyrian Church of the East?
No, I agree. I agree, bro. You've actually sang for your nation national songs.
Yeah.
People are going to ask you, but what have you done for your nation besides singing?
So look, we do, I try to do a lot of humanitarian work. I work with different groups, whether it's the church or whether it's like one of the Gabbe or one of Shtapuyate. I've worked with Savina Daoud from E2T Institute few times, and I will always continue to work with Savina Daoud because I think it's very important. Most of the stuff I do is for children, for kids. Like if I donate something, if I donate money or if I donate my time or whatever it is, it's always, my decisions are always based on the current and next generation.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So why? Because we can take care of each other. You could take care of yourself. I could take care of myself. But kids, the kids that are coming up, we need to keep them into this circle. How you do that? You keep them by helping them, by giving them what their needs are, by teaching them who you are, why you're here. You understand? So it's very important, man. I do that humanitarian. Back in 2014, I went to Erbil when all the people from Mosul went to the camps, visited them. Next day, we went and bought up a whole bunch of stuff. Me and about 7 or 8 other guys. Actually, Savina was with us.
God bless you guys, man.
We bought stuff, man. You know what? This is like, I don't like to say it, but man, this is our responsibility as Assyrians to help other Assyrians that are in need. This is our response. A lot of people don't understand it because it's like, so there's in one of my interviews I said wajib diyanila. So wajib means like I have to do it. But walid diyanila. Walid, it's like, and I'm correct, I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong, but it's walid.
It's our duty.
Duty. It is our duty as Assyrians to always support our people, support one another. Man, and I know that doesn't happen all the time. I know we're always bittering and fighting and I get that. But that's not just us. It's just polarized because we're such a small community. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
But you know what? Man, as much as we can, let's try to work with each other. Let's try to do things for this because the next generation, bro, let me tell you, they got no interest in being involved in a certain community because of what goes on today. Because of what goes on with the people that are older than us and the people that have been in power for 20 years or 30 years or,
We need term limits on these people.
Term limits.
Yeah.
Exactly. Listen, man, I'm the type of person. So when we do, like I was talking to you about Savina Dawood, right? When we do a fundraiser, when we do something, every penny can be accounted for. I can tell you where every penny went. You can come and I'll give you a ledger. Here, bro. This is where we spent it at. Not too many people can say that. Now, when you say, hey, man, okay, so show me what you've done. So let me ask you a question. How much money have I donated to your cause? 20 million in 20 years? Okay. So 20 million in 20 years. You're going to show me what they end up showing me is like $1 million of work, right? Okay, so where's the other 19? Like, bro, like, something wrong here. You know what I'm saying?
That's corrupt as.
But that's everywhere, bro. So what we need to do, we need to groom the next generation. Like, for example, the current generation. which actually grew up with Minna Gurwasada. Asher Shamoun, you interviewed him. Asher Shamoun, he's a product of the Assyrian Church of the East, and he's a product of the Assyrian community, right? We grew up in the community. We all grew up in that Atcha. We wanted to be in the community. We wanted to do things. Look at him now, president of Federation. Who would have thought, out of all these years that we've been going to conventions and we've been involved with older people in charge, right? Who would have thought most of their committee, if not all, is young people, is our age people?
Yeah.
That is so cool.
It's very cool, bro.
That's cool enough so my daughter, my son can look at them and be like, man, that's kind of cool. I want to sit up there one day.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
I agree. I agree, bro. So you also sing Arabic.
Yeah.
Correct. There has been a lot of criticism when it comes to singing Arabic, especially when someone like you is speaking on maintaining our culture and our language. What do you say to these criticizers?
Bro, music does not have a language. Very simple. Music is music. Why do we listen to rap? Why do we listen to English? And some people tell me, oh, well, go America. I'm sorry, but you all came from Iraq and Syria and Lebanon, and all of you listen to Fairuz in the morning. You know what I'm saying? What's seriously? Like, listen, music.
Man said Fairuz.
Yeah. And you guys have a Fairuz in your family, right? Yeah, I know. Yeah, I just remembered. Actually, Fairuz and Osi, right?
Yeah.
So Fairuz and Osi, man, if I tell you, they held me when I was maybe 1.5 years old.
No way.
Yeah, bro.
That's crazy.
They held me in there. Like, I used to, they are like second parents to me. Osi and Fairuz. So, look, at the end of the day, music doesn't have a language. You can sing anything you want, anything you desire. It's art, man. It's art. Enjoy it. Have a good time, bro. But, even when we sing Arabic, honestly, I have proof that our Arabic part in a wedding, for example, it's about 20 minutes, 25 minutes max. The rest of the 4 hours is Assyrian. Okay, well, I record every single gig that we do. And in the USBs, it tells you how many minutes it is, right?
Yeah.
Each set, how many minutes is it? Dude, I've done literally sets of 19 minutes Arabic. The rest of it's all been Assyrian. I can't stand when somebody comes and when they've had like 5 drinks. Like, bro, calm yourself down. Like, you come do in the morning, brother, when you're sane. Not after 4 or 5 arak. Like, calm down, bro. We're all umtanaya. We all want the same thing. We all want the same ending.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah, bro. It's
yeah. That's funny. Bro, did you watch the recent episode actually of Patrick Bet-David, the Valuetainment?
Yes, I did.
It was with, I think it was with Marmari, with influences like Georgianko and Vindy Oshana.
Yeah.
What's your intake on that episode?
Honestly, look, man, I'm just gonna go back. Like, Valuetainment, like Patrick Bet-David, I've always watched his podcasts. I enjoy watching them. I enjoy the guests he brings on. But honestly, after this one, I really got discouraged. Because Patrick Bet-David, as popular as he is, he could have, first of all, with all due respect to his guests, I love all of them. I know all of them. I mean, they're all Assyrian. Nashidianina. I'm not going to knock anyone down. Some people like them. Some people don't like them. Whatever it is, but when you're doing a podcast on a scale of your podcasts, like you are on a grand scale, right? You are let's just say international scale, right? Everybody listens to you, dude. You're a big name. When you're sitting there and talking about Assyrians, and actually in some points during the conversation, Assyrians were being put down. Like
Yeah, give me some examples.
Like I remember one part, I was like, this is the most Assyrians you're going to see in one room. Like, bro, have you been to an Assyrian event? Have you been to an Assyrian wedding? Assyrian convention? Assyrian church, for that matter? You know, because I know some of the people that were sitting with you, they've been, but they didn't say, no, I'm sorry, Patrick, you're wrong about this. Yeah. We have multiple events yearly that have a lot of people.
I didn't even look at it like that. Wow.
Bro, the problem is, again, with my respect to him and my respect to his guests, you know, you cannot talk about Assyrians and how you want to better the Assyrians when you're not involved in the Assyrian community yourself. When you're involved in the Assyrian community yourself, itlu khaquta hamzimmet. Very simple.
Haquta means you have the right.
You have the right to speak on Assyrians and what the future should be and what we should do as Assyrians, and so forth, right?
Yeah.
But when you're not involved in the community, brother, you got absolutely no right to sit there and knock down the community, first of all, and you have no right to give, we should do this and we should do that. I'm sorry, but we should do this. You should first get involved, survey what's going on, and then come back, right? And come back and sit and say, hey, man, look, I went to a Assyrian church. I went to a Assyrian convention. I went to a wedding. I went to this. I went to that. I went to a few people's homes that are influential Assyrian people in the Assyrian community, right? Then you can come back and say, man, I met all these people. Now I have a better assessment of the Assyrian people.
Exactly.
That is my problem with that podcast, with that show they had.
Yeah.
You know, I disliked it. I did not like it at all. Again, with my respect to everybody, but like, again, you know, Shadow, look, me and you, we grew up in this community, bro.
Yeah.
You know, you grew up with one of the ultimate Assyrians, your father, you know? So you're telling me these guys know more than your dad? I'm sorry, they don't. Okay? But again, I'm going to repeat myself. And like, I want this to really sink in everybody's head. When you sit there and talk about Assyrians and the Assyrian community, you better be involved. You better be very, very involved in the Assyrian community before you open your mouth. Very simple. It's that simple, bro.
You'd recommend them to first get involved in the community.
Absolutely.
You know, survey, like you said, and then have the right to speak on the community. And I agree with you.
Absolutely, bro. Listen, go involve yourself, Khuni.
Yeah.
Go involve yourself. We will welcome you with open arms because you are on an international level. People know you. So we would love to have you with us. You know what I'm saying?
I would love to have you on this podcast.
Absolutely.
Patrick, David.
And like I told you, bro, yeah. I always watched his podcasts, you know, like, because he's got good, you know, me and him are like kind of like the same mentality when it comes to podcasts and business, yeah. Politics, things like that. We're on the same side of things. So like, you know, I kind of like stick to that, you know?
By the way, we're going to transition to something different. Yeah. I've noticed that you have posted on social media relating to students of high school. Yeah. Could you walk me a bit through with that? What is that about?
Yeah, so about 4 years ago, I was sitting, we were sitting in a cafe, and I was with Ramina Rated. Ramina Rated, actually, it was a bunch of people. Ramina was there. And a lot of people don't know, Ramina is actually a teacher. She has a teaching license. She used to sub at Nels West. She said, man, she's like, do you know anybody that could sponsor the Assyrian Club? And I'm like, I mean, how much do they need? You know, because when somebody's a sponsor, you automatically think dollars, right? She's like, no. She's like, they need somebody to be there once a week. So, Qajammi, Assyrian Club Odi, and they have students come in and do activities and learn about the culture, learn about the language. You can go out, you know, you can do field trips, things like that. So I was like, man, I could do that. So once a week, she's like, yeah. She's like, but it doesn't pay. I was like, I don't need to get paid. I was like, I'm perfectly happy doing it without getting paid. So I sponsor the Niles West Assyrian Club. I do have about 45 students in my Syrian club. I've been, like I said, I've been doing it for 4 years. I have always a leadership, and the leadership that we have, the leadership before them do applications and interviews so they can become leadership group for the following year. So our leadership this year is 4 young women, one of them being my daughter.
Nice.
And I had absolutely nothing to do with the voting or who's going to get what position. Like I said, the old guard places the new guard. You know, and
democracy, actual democracy.
Yeah, like they do interviews. Like it's a process. Like who you guys like? People, you know, and this year my daughter became the president. As a matter of fact, the first year I did it, my daughter was like, "Dad, I wanna run for president. I want to be the president of a Syrian club." I said, "Brati," I said, "do not run for anything." She said, "Why, Dad?" I said, "Because I don't want to be." At that point, it was just me. It wasn't like a committee, right? Picking people. So I was like, I don't want people to say you're president because your dad's A, B, and C. I'd never want that. And I always tell my kids.
That's smart, actually.
And I always tell my kids, I said, whatever you do in this life, whatever you do for your people, do not ever, ever use me as a stepping stone. You can say, like, if somebody talks to you cordially or somebody talks to you professionally, say, yeah, you know, my father was Ramsen Sheeno. This is what he's done for the community. This is what he's done. But not because, don't do it because you want something from the Syrian community. Just, you know, do it so they recognize who you are. Oh, okay, great. Thank you. You have to do things for the Syrian community, not what your father or mother or brother or whatever did. You do it. I said, you recognize yourselves, you know. And I always teach this to our kids at the Syrian club. I said, first and foremost, you guys in here, 45 kids, you're all brothers and sisters. And you're all my kids. This is how I
like that mentality because you're raising a group of leaders.
Absolutely. This is the only mentality that you should have. You know, and these kids, man, you know, I have a blast. You know, I watch them, you know, like I laugh. And, you know, we have special guests come in and talk to them. Like a couple of weeks ago, we had the Assyrian Police Association come in. On top of that, they gave us a donation.
Nice.
Assyrian Cultural Organization gave us a donation last year. They donated the hoodies, about 40-something hoodies, for free. They made them, they designed them, they did everything for us.
Nice.
Yeah. Basim Ani, the ACF. Yeah, man, everybody, listen, see, with kids, again, when you do these things for kids, when you get a $500 check for a kid, for the Syrian club, these kids are like, oh, who sponsored us? Oh, this organization.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's cool. How cool is that? You're giving that kid more atcha.
Yeah. They're looking up to the community too.
See what I'm saying? You keep them in the community.
Exactly.
We keep them in this community, bro. This is how we do it.
You're right. I agree.
It's the only way.
Transitioning to a different topic. Do you watch football?
I do watch football. I've watched football all my life, bro.
Are you a Bears fan?
I'm a diehard Bears fan. Win, lose, I don't care if they suck. You know, I still love the Bears.
I'm the same way.
I mean, yeah, I sit there and argue. I'd be like, man, why do we have this coach? Why do we have this person or that? Like right now, Justin Fields. I love Justin Fields. I think if you get him protection, this kid's going to be a superstar, bro.
Yeah.
This kid's running for his life every single week. What do you think he's going to feel like?
Yeah, no, I agree. So, I mean, Chicago Bears were predicted to win the NFC on the offseason, especially after the incredible moves Ryan Poles made. For the
well, here's
team.
the kicker. So, you know, they're going after. So it's been noted that they're going after Mike Evans, wide receiver
from
Tampa.
Tampa, yeah.
Okay, Mike Evans, top receiver, bro.
How old is he though? Isn't he 30?
He's something like that, yeah. But it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, you got a good slot receiver.
Okay.
He's a slot receiver. You got him. You got DJ Moore. If I were the Bears, I would sign Marvin Harrison Jr.
I say the same thing.
Okay. Now, here's the thing. You got 3 wide receivers that are a huge threat. You got Cole Kmet, which is a great tight end. That's your 4th threat. and you got a running back, and you got a quarterback that's also a running back, right?
Yeah.
So what happened yesterday? San Francisco and Detroit. Same thing. Same thing happened. You know what happened? They can't cover everybody.
Yeah. It's going to be hard.
Bro, they just broke down.
It's going to be hard.
You know, so yeah, man.
It's going to be a threat, bro. It's
I'm a Bears fan, bro. Look, I get pissed off at the Bears, but like you know,
bro, like you mentioned with Justin Fields. Justin Fields has the ability to tear up defenses, bro, with his running capabilities, right? And especially his strong arm.
I promise you, you get that kid protection, a good solid line.
That's what I was going to ask. What did the Bears coaching staff how did the Bears coaching staff fail to utilize him? What did they do wrong?
This kid, he does it all. Just protection, bro.
Just protection.
And weapons. So the first year, they didn't give him any weapons, bro. I mean, seriously, what do we have? This receiver, Equanimus? Like, who the hell is that, dude? His brother's with Detroit. His brother, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah.
His brother's pretty good, but we had the guy that sucked.
Hit the shit into the stick.
Yeah, pretty much, you know? And then, like, we had, like, all these mediocre players, and then our line was just disgusting, horrendous, bro. Horrendous. Even this year, our line was disgusting, but actually, they took a step up this year. It was better, you know? But still, you cannot sack a quarterback 68 times.
Well, a lot of people, sorry to cut you off. I'm so sorry, but I just have to, a lot of people say, bro, Justin Fields sucks.
Hold on to the ball.
We want Caleb Williams. Justin Fields sucked. And I just say, bro, Justin Fields has PTSD from all the sacks he got the first 2 years. So of course he's looking over his shoulder.
Absolutely.
I think I spoke to you about this.
Yep.
So it is protection. Of course, if he gets the right people.
Bro, it's that simple, bro. It is that simple. Caleb Williams is arrogant. Caleb Williams is not as great as Justin Fields as far as I'm concerned. And I know a lot about football. A lot of people might not know I know a lot about football because they only see me sing. I do know a lot about football. But like, man, Justin Fields is the guy, bro. I hope they don't trade him.
I hope not. But I don't think they will. I think they're gonna trade the pick maybe or get Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
Since we're speaking about football, Ramsen. Most people aren't aware of this, but you coached football for
Niles West
high school kids. It was Niles West?
Yeah.
What gave you the confidence to lead a team of teenagers? What motivated you? All
same thing. What I do with a steering club.
Okay.
You know, you give them the power.
You give them the power.
Yeah, you give them the power, bro. Hey, bro, this is the keys to the car. Run. You know, and then there was one kid that, like, man, this kid, we were doing summer camp at 6 o'clock in the morning, Monday through Thursday.
Yeah.
There's this one kid, bro, he just did not belong there. He was like, I grabbed him. I said, what are you doing here, bro? I was like, my parents told me to come here. I was like, have you ever touched a football ball? He's like, no. Skinny kid, tall, you know, skinny, you know, but I'm like, man, bro, do me a favor. After today, go to your parents.
You did not.
Tell them you do not want to be here.
You did not.
Because you are going to get hurt. I swear to you, I never saw that kid again.
No way.
Bro,
but
I'm doing this kid a favor. He's very skinny, tall. We're doing drills at 6 o'clock in the morning. He can't do the drills, bro. He's just like slugging. He's like behind. I was like, come here, man. I'm watching you for like 4 or 5 days. I'm like, bro, what are you doing here, bro? Like, seriously, this is not what, you know. And so the head coach of the program, he's like to me, bro, did you just cut that kid? I'm like, yeah. He's like, we're not supposed to cut anybody. I'm like, bro, I don't care. I'm like, this kid's gonna get murdered out there.
Yeah.
You know?
What are some of the I would say, what are some of the difficulties that you had to face as a coach? Coaching.
So I coach offense.
Okay.
Offense is obviously, you have to be dynamic, right? Now, high school is not like college or NFL. It's like 3 plays or 4 plays. That's it, you know? But what we did is I designed a couple other plays that nobody knew this was going to happen, right? And I designed plays I didn't design them. I don't want to say I designed them, but I took them from basically NFL NFL teams, right?
Yeah.
And the struggle was trying to get these kids to buy into it, right? To like actually execute what I want them to execute, right?
Yeah.
And it was a little tough, but man, they got it done.
They got it done?
They got it done. They look like a superstar team. And actually, Now's went to the playoffs this year.
No way. Are you still coaching?
So right now, I'm not, no, because I just don't have time.
Okay.
Are
you planning to go coach?
I'm planning to do summer camp Monday through Thursday because it's easy for me. It's 6 to 8 in the morning, and my house is 3 blocks away. So I'm probably going to do summer camp. I told the head coach of the program is a very good friend of mine. And he's like, man, I want you on, like, for the whole season. I was like, bro, I have weddings, parties. I'm in and out of town. I'm not going to make it to the games. It's just not worth it, right?
Ramsen's dynamic. Look, I'm going to start calling you Coach Ramsen.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's fun, man. I love it. Honestly, I love it. I never thought I'd do it, but I love it. I enjoy it,
Yeah. I'm going to get into a different topic. Do you own any businesses besides singing?
So, I do some business here and there. Okay. Yeah. I don't own like a store or anything like that.
Okay.
I do some business stuff here and there, on top of singing. So, my wife has a salon as well in Highland Park.
Nice.
So she's had that for about 8 years.
So the reason why I asked you that is because, how can we support Assyrian businesses to grow, especially here in Chicago? What would you say to the Assyrian community that actually go shop at different places other than their own?
Well, if the Assyrian businesses have what you need, what you normally get for your house, always shop at Assyrian businesses. Like we go to, for example, like I'm just giving you like what we do, right? We buy all the time from Zendar. We buy from Arex. They're across the street from each other. But we utilize both of them. Some stuff I get from here, some stuff I get from here because I want to give business to both of them, right?
Yeah.
The more business you give to Assyrian community, the better it is. Let me give you an example, bro. Detroit. You take the Chaldean community out of Detroit, it's a ghost town. Chicago should be just like that. We should own blocks and blocks of real estate. Blocks and blocks of stores.
Especially for how long we've been here.
Of course, bro. Let me just give you this statistic, right? And please don't quote me on it. It's an approximate. Just in Skokie, we have about 15 to 20,000 Assyrians.
Wow.
Yeah, this is just Skokie. Now,
I didn't know that.
That means that all of our businesses can make money. That means when somebody's running for an office in Skokie, that means we won't just get one office, we'll get the whole freaking town.
Can elect them into office, yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got 15,000 votes in Skokie. Let me tell you, you got the majority. You can run somebody for mayor, park district, trustee 1, 2, 3, 4, and everybody will be a Syrian.
Wow.
That's how easy that is. If everybody pitches in. Right?
Yeah.
It's the only thing.
What would you encourage the youth to do in order for us to preserve our culture, our language, and our history, especially in the diaspora?
So I would, like I tell the youth all the time, I would definitely always learn the culture, learn the language, make sure you are very involved in different areas of the Assyrian community, whether it be church, whether it be like Shotapuyate
organizations,
be involved. Don't get discouraged. Sometimes younger people get discouraged because the older generation doesn't know how to talk sometimes.
Yeah.
And younger generation, bro, it happened to us.
Yeah.
It happened to Asher Shamoun.
It happened to me.
It happened to you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Asher Shamoun, bro, you know how many people talked down on him that were older than him?
Especially when I started this podcast, I was hated on, but it's okay. Yeah. Still got love for you guys.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course you're going to be hated on because you're doing something different, something outside the box.
Yeah.
So, I would encourage all our youth, present and future, to just keep working within this community. Build this community to your liking. Build it. Let it be different. It doesn't have to be the same. Let it be different, but keep your culture, keep your language, keep your, betuta, like your household.
Amazing.
Keep it
yeah.
amazing. Keep it Assyrian. Like honestly, that's all you can really say.
Yeah.
Really, that's really the most important thing, is that we have continuity. Because without the present younger generation and without the future generation, we're done, bro. There's no more Syrian. So always, that are watching, which I'm sure not too many of them, but for the older people, older generation, man, stop bickering, man. Stop bickering with one another, like the political parties, bro. Our political parties are bickering with each other left and right. Like, dude, stop. We have to come together.
It's disgusting.
We're at a crossroads. We have to come together and just sit down and say, man, you know what, bro? Screw it. I don't need that pride. Let's do something together.
You know what my dad taught me? And I want to elaborate on that. As an Tanaya, an Assyrian nationalist, and your pride about being Assyrian, you never, if you're a true Assyrian national, you never put pride before your people. You always do what's in the interest of your nation before you do for your ego. And that stuck with me.
That should be your pride. That should be your pride. No, my faction is better than the other faction. No, because where has it gotten us now? We're nowhere.
Decline.
Yeah. Great people. Listen, there's a lot of good people that work within these factions, right? Mm-hmm. And then there's people that are not good people. I mean, that's just everywhere, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's everywhere. In music and everywhere. There's people that are going to be bad apples. There's people that are going to be great people. But you just have to build on that great people. You don't, listen, we spoke about this before this podcast. You don't leave your house in shambles and you go start something on your own.
Yeah.
You work within your house. You make that house, to become the greatest thing ever, right? You need to put your pride down. You need to help other people understand to put their pride down and be like, here, bro, let's calm down. Everybody get in the middle. Let's do this, Because if we do it together, we're big. If we do it separately, bro, it's never gotten us anywhere in the last 20, 30 years that I know that I've been involved in the community.
I'll say 100, yeah.
It never got us anywhere. It's not going to get us anywhere 10 years from now. Unless every single person sits down and works together. Listen, I don't like you, but I'm going to work with you for the greater good.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I respect that. Hell yeah.
I can sit somebody and look him in the face. I do not like you. But you know what? I'm going to work with you for the greater good. I'm going to work with you and I will agree on things that I normally would not agree because, you know what? I don't like you.
Yeah.
That's simple,
bro. That's respect.
Yeah.
Ramsen.
We got to wrap it up. I'm hungry.
Yeah, I got you.
Gotta go eat.
Any last words? Did you like the podcast, by the way?
I liked it. I like this fire here, actually.
You mess with it? Yeah. By the way, this is his color. I always tell the guests what kind of color you want.
Yeah, these are my favorite colors.
I always tell the guests what kind of color you want. And
blue and red.
Yeah.
I love these colors.
Yeah.
Look, man, I wish the best for our people as a whole. I wish that our nation is always successful. I wish that our present and future generations are successful and becoming successful people, successful Assyrians, being something that we can be so proud of and look back and say, man, see, this is what happened. These are the generation that came after us. Wow, look at what they're doing for the Assyrian community. Yeah,
amen to that.
We have to always promote the generation coming, Khuni. If we don't, who am I? Who are you? We're nobody.
We're just going to disappear.
Exactly, bro. We're just going to disappear. Get older.
Yeah.
We're done.
You're right. You're right. Ramsen, I really appreciate your time. Thank you for being on K.W.K podcast.
No problem, bro. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, brother.